What is up, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming at you guys with a zombie deck profile. I noticed a couple of people have been asking in the request section for me to do a zombie deck, and I thought a lot of people are asking for things like Noble Knights, which I'm still in the process of finishing, but I thought zombies would be something more interesting. It's something that I don't profile very much, but it's actually a deck I have a lot of passion for. And today I thought I would bring you something that is not completely different, but a fair bit different from the zombie deck profiles which I've done before, which are focused around the Malicious engine. And I'm actually going to bring you something I haven't done before, which is a profile focusing on the Lavalval Chain Blue Blooded Oni loop, which is relatively underplayed but can lead to some really quite big explosion plays, and all it requires is basically for a Goblin Zombie to resolve. And all you need is a certain few cards in your hand, which I'll probably go through at the end of this video. But for now, I'm going to go through this list. This is still very early in testing. I have tested it against a few various things. I have managed to beat a hand trap tricks deck with this. I've managed to put down Sylvans. Managed to have a fair showing with this deck, but it's definitely still in the preliminary stages of testing. So, let's get into the list. I'm playing double Plaguspreader Zombie. This deck does play the Malicious engine still, however, there's a lot less focus on it. So I feel that 2 Plaguspreader was good. It gives me Darks to use in my Dark Grepher system, but it's not too heavy a focus. I felt that 3 Plaguspreader Zombie was far too many, 2 is a good number, and 1 was too few. I just couldn't really find the one that I needed when I was playing 1. But it is cuttable, but I just wanted to have access to it when I found my Maliciouses, because they do get a bit cloggy if you don't have the Plague to use them with. I then played 2 Zombie Master. The reason why I'm playing 2 Zombie Master is the Blue Blooded Oni play, in my opinion, is really started quite easily by using Zombie Master. If you don't have access to the Zombie Master to start the play, you're going to have a hard time. So I like to play 2 in case the first one is stopped in any way, shape, or form and removed. I like to have access to the second one should I require it, because this deck does not play Book of Life. I found that Book of Life was really slow for this version. Maybe because I'm playing both the Malicious engine and the Blue Blooded Oni engine, but I found that Book of Life was a bit slow for me. Continuing through the list, some people will probably not condone this, but I'm actually playing triple Goblin Zombie. The reason why I'm playing triple Goblin Zombie is I wanted to play Pyramid Turtle, but with the amount of things that are out there to try and stop the hands from resolving, I felt that Pyramid Turtle was not a very strong pick. Also, the amount of outs to face down defense position monsters because of Gigi Armor, I felt that the Pyramid Turtle was not going to get attacked, so I am maxing out on triple Goblin Zombie. And you also require the Goblin Zombie. So Goblin Zombie is basically your easiest way of getting into the Lavalval Chain play, because if Goblin Zombie dies and gets you your Zombie Master, you have a Goblin Zombie in graveyard which you can keep rotating around as having the target for Blue Blooded Oni. If you don't understand what I'm saying, that will become hopefully a lot clearer when I demonstrate the combo at the end of this video. So triple Goblin Zombie. And then triple Mezuki. You need 3 Mezuki for the combo play at the very least. And let's not forget how good Mezuki is anyway. It's 1700 blank when it's on the field, and when it's in the graveyard, it's basically Monster Reborn for any of your zombies that are already in there. So it's an incredibly strong card, and this deck really knows how to abuse it. Then moving through into some of the more non-conventional monsters, I'm playing 2 Blue Blooded Oni. Blue Blooded Oni is a card that you really want to get to pretty quickly. You want to get in the graveyard fairly fast, or into the hand if you're making the Zombie Master push, but this is a card you basically need to get to the graveyard to start your combo. The reason why I'm only playing 2 and not 3 is because I found that 3 clogged quite heavily. I have easy access to it through my Grephers, through Lavalval Chain, various other cards to put it in the graveyard, so you'll see kind of why it's apparent later on. But Blue Blooded Oni is a real huge player in one of our combos in this deck, and it's definitely not a combo that you're going to get off all the time, but it's something that is quite explosive and can lead to either OTKs or big damage pushes. And when Soul charges in the game, big damage pushes are always good. Moving on, I play triple Kuribandit. Triple Kuribandit is something that I'm currently testing, and it's been testing really nicely. Because this deck plays 2 graveyard engines in the form of the Blue Blooded Oni system and the Destiny Hero Malicious system, I felt that Kuribandit was a very strong pick because of, I believe, the 22 to 24 monster lineup that I'm running. It's a fairly heavy monster lineup. It's really strong for getting all those monsters into the graveyard, and almost all of my spells and traps are really good single cards that you want to add off of Kuribandit, so hopefully you should hit 3 to 4 monsters and a key spell or trap, such as Soul Charge, Burial, things like that. So, well, the 2 different types of Burial, but Kuribandit has some very good targets. provided you then live after Kuribandit has been sent to the graveyard, because I have been OTK'd once or twice after using it. Moving through, I then played a triple set of Malicious. Malicious is in here for the Plaguspreader play and the M7 play after you've gone into a 6 off of Plaguspreader. It's a really nice play to be able to use your Goblin Zombie and set up Blue Blooded Oni next turn by going Goblin Zombie, Plaguspreader, Revive King, and then Malicious, M7, and then you can sort out... that Goblin Zombie is then going to search your Master. You can then use M7 to put the Goblin Zombie back in your hand, if at worst to use as fodder for the M7... Sorry, at worst to use as fodder for the Zombie Master. You can do all sorts with that play. Then moving through, I'm playing double Dark Grepher. Grepher is a card that you need in here. It just modulates your hand, gets the cloggy stuff out of your hand, trades it in for setting up really good cards in the graveyard. So double Dark Grepher. One Dark Armed. Dark Armed is just really, really strong in this deck. You have incredible amounts of graveyard manipulation, so he's very strong. And then I'm playing double Tragoedia. I know that I'm not playing Maxi. Tragoedia in here is very strong for instigating your Lavalval Chain play, because you can use him to make himself level 4, and you will always be able to do that, because if you're going to use him for the Lavalval Chain play, you need a zombie to be in grave anyway. Almost always that zombie is going to be Goblin Zombie, so you will be able to use the Tragoedia to turn itself to a level 4. Using that Goblin Zombie. So, those are the Tragoedias, and that rounds off our monster lineup. I'm not going to count them out. There's a fair few, and I feel it's good to have this many when you're playing Kuribandits. And when you're playing that many engines in there. So for the spells, one Book of Moon, very versatile card. I know I use versatile as kind of a cop-out for explaining things, but Book of Moon is just useful in so many situations, you have to play it. One Allure of Darkness, you're playing a massively dark powered deck, and you want to draw through it fairly fast, so Allure is in there. And it's also good because you can banish the parts of the engine that you don't want, multiple Maliciouses, things like that. Double Trag as well is the thing I use it with. Burial, such a strong card in this deck, and the Lavalval Chain play will end with 3 Mezukis banished, and if you have this, you can then put all the Mezukis back, so it's a way of getting all 3 of your Mezukis out of the deck, and then putting them all back in grave, so you've got triple Monster Reborn for if they stop your Lavalval Chain play. One Foolish Burial, because you're playing a zombie deck, Foolish Burial is very, very strong. Double Soul Charge, I feel that 3 is too many in this list because you want to just get to where you're going. Zombies have a lot of recursion anyway. The Soul Charges are in here mostly for when your plays can't get that final push or when you need a little bit of assistance. It's very similar to Infernities. Infernities can go off. Soul Charge just says that you go off a lot stronger, or you're able to do your play through a Torrential. I'm then playing double Dragon's Mirror. If you don't know why this is in here, wait until the extra deck. And then double MST to round off the main deck. I'm liking double MST because of my trap lineup. So this doesn't round off the main deck. This rounds off the spells. I'm liking double MST because of my trap lineup. I do side the third. For the traps, it's fairly simple. It's double trap stun because you make big plays, so you want to have ways to protect those big plays. I felt that stun was better than wiretap in this because you go and go and go and go and go, like with Infernities, so you are vulnerable to multiple traps. Wiretap is only going to protect you from one. Stun, if you activate it preemptively at the start of the turn or the start of the main phase, you can just shut them down. So stun is good. Double Wing Blast, again, similar to Allure, it just modulates your hand very well. And then I'm playing Bottomless, Torrential, and Warning because you do need to play some real traps. So that rounds off the complete main deck. For the extra deck, I'm playing 3 copies of Lavalval Chain, which have been so hard to get a hold of recently. I got them in for Infernities. Big shout outs to my boy Hedman who sorted me out with this last one for this video. Triple Lavalval Chain is essential for your play. Long story short, you need these for the Blue Blooded Oni play. So we're going to put these to one side because I'm going to show you the play in a minute. One Master Key Beetle, because you're playing a lot of darks, it's going to protect things. I do side Vanity's Emptiness and various forms of continuous back row, so this card's cool. Exciton, because Exciton is so strong at the moment, you can make him so easily with like a Mezuki and a Zombie Master. Just Zombie Master plays make this so easily. Honor Arc, Abyss Dweller. I'm playing a Mace Stroke because generic guy. You could cut this. I'm thinking about cutting this for another level 6 synchro because I only play 1. So that's the Exeases. For this, oh sorry, there's one more. And then I play one M7 because you can make it and it provides some really strong plays. It's kind of like Dularan. You can bounce stuff and it provides some really strong things, some really strong plays. Then for the synchros, because we do play the synchro engine, one Revive King. This card is so strong against the hands right now. You have no idea. The ability to swing into your opponent's set cards and not have to fear them being hands or lins or things like that makes Revive King very, very strong. I then play 1 Stardust, 1 Scrap, 1 Crimson, 1 Void Ogre, and 1 BLs. I didn't play Crimson Blade, sorry no, I didn't play Colossal Fighter because there's no room. There's literally no room. And then the final 2 cards I play in my extra deck are 2 copies of Dragon Echo and Nethersoul Dragon. These are in here for the Dragon's Mirrors, which I showed you guys a moment ago in the main deck. The Dragon's Mirrors give the deck some very instantaneous big monster plays. Because this is a dragon, you can special summon it off of Dragon Mirror, and you're going to have a graveyard full of zombies, so you can use this fairly easily. It's a 3k beta, it's a problem solver, and it's just a very, very strong card, so I really like playing it. And I wanted to play 2. I was always going to play 2 Dragon Mirror, but I was playing one of these, and there were so many situations in which I really wanted to have the second, for that second Dragon Mirror, so I have sacrificed the Colossal Fighter for one of these. So that brings us to the end of the actual deck profile, so if you were here exclusively for a deck profile, please feel free to turn off now. However, I'm going to try and remember this this big old combo that I'm on about with Blue Blooded Oni, because I know people will be asking in the comment section down below how exactly to execute this combo. So I'm going to try my best to remember it. The way which I almost always do it in my test hands is, say, like Mezuki is in our hand. We need you can have either Mezuki, Blue Blood, or Zombie Master in hand, and Goblin Zombie. You can start this combo a number of ways, but this is my favourite way to do it. Of course, you set the Goblin Zombie, so say we have Mezuki in hand, and the other 2, I think, yeah, we can have the other 2 in deck. So the other 2 are in deck, we have Mezuki in our hand, our Goblin Zombie dies. Goblin Zombie dies and searches as a Zombie Master, so we now have a hand of Mezuki Zombie Master. We now summon a Master, send the Mezuki to the graveyard to revive the Goblin Zombie. We overlay these 2. I'm going to run out of space on this camera. I'm going to need to zoom out. We overlay these 2 for Lavalval Chain. Lavalval Chain is going to activate, sending our Master to send a Blue Blooded Oni from our deck to the graveyard. We're then going to use Mezuki's effect to special summon the Blue Blooded Oni. Blue Blooded Oni is going to use this effect to detach a material from the Lavalval Chain to revive a zombie from our graveyard, and this is why it's important that you always have at least 1 zombie in your graveyard, usually things like Zombie Master or Goblin Zombie. You always have to have 1 zombie in your graveyard so that Blue Blooded Oni can actually activate its effect. So it's going to bring back our Zombie Master. Notice how the Goblin Zombie remains in the graveyard. We're then going to overlay into a second copy of Lavalval Chain. Can't remember where I've put them now. We then activate the Lavalval Chain's effect. It's important that you detach the Blue Blooded Oni because we need to loop the Oni. Oni is then gonna Lavalval Chain is then gonna let us send another Mezuki. That Mezuki is then gonna activate, banishing itself to special summon Blue Blooded Oni again. Blue Blooded Oni is then going to detach a material. Notice how the Goblin Zombie is in there to special summon a zombie. Goblin Zombie remains in grave. We then have to move these over even further. So we've got 2 Lavalval Chains there. We're going to overlay into a third copy of Lavalval Chain. The Lavalval Chain is going to detach the Blue Blooded Oni to send the last Mezuki from our deck to the grave. That Mezuki is then going to activate, special summoning the Oni one last time. We then detach off of the Lavalval Chain to get back the same zombie that we're always detaching. Goblin Zombie the whole time remaining in the graveyard. And we're then able to overlay into usually Master Key Beetle to do some protecting, and you can then follow this play up. Like, I almost always seem to draw this play with Mirror, so I usually have a play of this, which is insane. But you're then able to follow up that play with anything else you can supply it with. If you have the Burial, you can put the Mezukis back in. If you can find a way to put one more monster on board, you can. But this is 18, 36, 40, my math is terrible, 46, 54, 64, 74, 79. I should probably play a Gem Knight Pile to make this 8k. I haven't actually thought through how to make this an OTK, so my numbers are a bit off. But that is a 7,900 push with 1 card protected by Master Key Beetle, which you basically just did for a Zombie Master and a discard. So that's pretty crazy. So yeah, let me think to see if there are any other ways to set this up, but I think that's the main way. Like, you can search when the Goblin Zombie dies, as long as you have the way to search the Master, and you have either Blue Blooded Oni or Mezuki in hand, you can start this combo off, because you'll just Lavalval Chain and Foolish Burial the other card. You also can have Zombie Master already in hand, and you can search the Mezuki off of the Goblin Zombie, so that's another cool way to set it up. If you already have, like, if you have say, Mezuki in graveyard, a zombie, and Tragoedia. If you're able to drop that Trag, I believe you can do the play as well. Yeah, if you're able to drop that Trag, you can go this, send Blue Blood. Oh, sorry, we have to detach the zombie. Send Blue Blood, wherever he is. And then we can Mezuki him back. As long as you can get into the situation where you can make this, you can make the play. As long as you can do this with a zombie in graveyard, you can make the triple Lavalval Chain and one other Xyz play. There have also been moments where instead of that last zombie being like a zombie master, this other zombie can be a Plaguspreader, and you can end the play with chain, Revived King, so the Revived King can swing into things like hands, and then you can swing directly with Triple Chain, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, that's something cool you can do with this zombie deck. And that is the main play that this deck revolves around. So we are going to end this with the triple Lavalval Chain in the foreground and the double Dragon Echo in the lower ground, because I absolutely love Dragon Echo as a card. It's a lot of fun. And it steals games. It's Miracle Fusion for zombies. So, like, Dragon's Mirror is Miracle Fusion for zombies, and it lets you make a 3k beater, so it's pretty nice. Otherwise, that's about everything I wanted to say about this. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope that the combo tutorial helped you guys out, and you guys should obviously know the Malicious and Plaguspreader play from the Teledad days, even. But I hope you enjoyed. This is like Infernitys, but with more... It's got more kind of comeback plays, but it is slower and doesn't have access to barrier break like Infernity does. But if you're looking for a fun alternative to playing Infernitys and you still want to play something that's similar to them, please feel free to pick this deck up and give it a go. Otherwise, please let me know what decks you want to see in the comment section down below. Please know that Noble Knights will be on its way when I have the stuff in, so please stop asking for Noble Knights. And otherwise, please, as I've noticed a lot of you are doing, please do actually check my channel before you actually post a deck request, because a lot of you guys have been asking me to do decks that I've already done, even if I did them literally 2 days ago. So please remember there is a search option on the channel, and feel free to just have a general browse to see if there are any other decks that you may want to have a watch of, because I have a lot of them on the channel. Otherwise, that's about everything I wanted to say. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Feel free to comment if you enjoyed it a lot, or if you have something to say about the video. And please feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of this. This is me, Jamie the Kid 00, and I will see you guys next time with some locals reports, because it's the weekend now. Peace out. Bye-bye.